Coming to you live from New York City, it's Jim Caruso's Pajama Cast Party. And now, here's your host, Jim Caruso.
That is correct. I am your host, Jim Caruso. How the hell are you? Hi. Very happy that you've joined us tonight. This is our, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Before we do anything, I'm just going to bring our friend Ruby Lochner to the screen. Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim.
Look how it works. Hi.
Hi.
I was going to go into a long spiel about, the night, but I think I want to talk to you first. This is Ruby. What's your middle name? I don't even know.
Jim. No, I'm kidding. My middle name is Cambridge.
Okay, that I was not going to guess. Ruby Cambridge. That's a great name, first of all.
And my sister's middle name is Paris. Our parents gave us middle names of places that they love to visit.
Wow. I am Jim Pittsburgh Caruso. That sounds pleasant. This is our 40th episode of, look at that artwork. I did that on my computer. Our 40th, pull it up again. It's so beautifully done. Oh my God, how do I do it? It's our 40th episode of this damn Pajama Cast Party. I cannot believe it. Okay, I can go away now.
Okay.
Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. And this is actually my first show, not even just Pajama Cast Party. This is my first show that I'm producing, finally, from my new apartment. So we are just celebrating all kinds of things today.
Are you loving it?
I am loving it. We finally are kind of done with like the big to-dos. We had to build our dining room table today. So that was the last thing that we had to do.
Wow.
And I'm sitting at it now. So it works great.
Yeah, it actually works.
Right?
If there's a huge crash, we'll know that maybe you weren't so good at building furniture.
Well, I built the chairs. So if there's a big crash, I'm going to be very ashamed of myself.
That would be really horrifying.
And
tonight's show is going to be so good. We're going to christen your beautiful new apartment with some extraordinary talent.
Well, thank goodness. I mean,
that's what I have to say. And why do we do this? Why, you ask? Why do we bring Pajama Cast Party into the homes of tens and tens of people? We do it, first of all, to entertain you and to entertain ourselves. Here's what we love to do. We love to tell you that we're happy to accept donations via PayPal, or, wow, am I 90? Or Venmo. I'm 90. I'm approximately 90. We take the tips that way, but because, it costs something to make these platforms happen and to make a show happen. However, we always accept money for some of our favorite organizations. It's usually Broadway Cares or Equity Fights AIDS. This week, we are celebrating a new campaign that started 8 days ago called #SaveBirdland. And for God's sake, we have to save Birdland or Jim is out of a job. Jim and many so many other people are out of a job. So Birdland, of course, is an iconic jazz room here in New York City, where I've been hosting Cast Party for 17 and a half years. And it's just a wonderful music room. It used to be strictly jazz, but I ruined all that by bringing in Broadway performers and cabaret performers and comedians and country singers and songwriters and
Whistlers.
That's right. Hula hoopists.
Yes.
Remember her?
Yes, I do. Tap dancers.
You name it. Hula dancers. We've done it. So there was a very good chance that Birdland was not going to outlast this pandemic. So some friends of ours started a GoFundMe account, and it's crazy. It's up to $210,000 last I looked. which is just thrilling. All from the community, from all over the world, performers, fans, music lovers. It's really exciting. So we're going to take whatever we make tonight and give a wonderful donation once again to the Save Birdland Fund, also known as Nice Try, Satan.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you. Our friend Therese Curatolo said that last week, and it made me laugh. She was talking about saving birdland, and she said, please, we're going to do it. Nice try, Satan. So, do you have anything to say about that, Ruby?
Thank you in advance. We were blown away by your generosity last week. And also just, I mean, it's been really wonderful and heartwarming for me to see all of the donations continue coming in on the GoFundMe this week, especially with all of the darkness in the world that we've seen this week. It's just nice to know that there are still people out there wanting to do good and make good happen. So we appreciate your tips more than we could ever put into words. No donation is too small, and no donation is certainly too large. And I mean, if anything, we've seen, you know, from this GoFundMe that even something like $5, if thousands and thousands and thousands of people are donating $5, $10, that adds up to over $200,000.
It's
so
crazy. It's crazy. I mean, there are not a lot of big donations on that because I'm looking like every hour. There are a few. I think there's one 5,000. There are a couple 3,000, but it's mostly $5, $10, $20. It's just thrilling.
Yeah, it's amazing. So thank you all so much. And I'm seeing lots of nice comments right now. Thank you so much for yes, nice. The new apartment is great. Oh, my mother says you don't look a day over 29. So that's for you, Jim.
Oh, I thought she meant you.
No. Well, I'm not over 29.
Yes, thank you. I know that very
well. Look, we're learning so much today. My middle name is Cambridge. You don't look a day over 29. You don't look a day over 29.
It's my lighting. It's my ring light and my cube light and my plastic surgery. Every week, we are so lucky that our brilliant genius friend, Justin Squiggs Robertson, is in his apartment sketching away. He's a brilliant caricature artist. He's known as Broadway's favorite, I don't know if he's known as that, but he is Broadway's favorite caricature artist and does every opening night, and he's just fantastic. He sits in his house, watches our show, and sketches away. So I love it, Ruby, when we look over his shoulder. Can you make us do that? Can you let us see what he's doing right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's see.
Oh,
that's you. I believe that's me. Oh yeah, that's me.
Again.
Definitely my hair. Definitely my eyebrows. Oh, we look good. Ruby, your hair is very bouncing and behaving.
It gives me the best hair I've ever had. If only I could somehow put that, like literally, right? I mean, I feel like I've been losing hair this week with the stress of moving. So, Squid, if you could just somehow make it happen in real life, I would love you even more.
Done. Okay, so he's going to sketch everybody on the show. And at the end of the show, we're going to bring up, please look up Squiggs online, squiggsonline.com. He's a genius. Great gift. Great. Christmas is over, but there are birthdays. There's Valentine's Day. Or as Miranda Sings says, Valentine's Day. Available for the best gifts in the world. Squiggs is. Anyway, sketch away, my friend. Ruby?
Yes. Also, my mother would like to add, I just got a comment and a text from her saying, I misinterpreted her comment. She said, I meant the show doesn't look older than 29.
Not me.
I assumed, Mom, it was bad. Just be a little bit, never mind. I'll text her.
Mm-hmm.
I should also plug before I go away.
What?
Not only do we appreciate you tipping and donating every single week, but we also appreciate you buying the merch that you can find on pajamacastparty.com. I am not drinking out of my beloved mug because it's still in a moving box, so I have my mason jar for right now. But this mug, people.
Oh.
It's magical. Like I've said it before, but I haven't said it
works. Look.
Yes, it works. But also it's very large. So if you like using mugs for soup or for oatmeal, like I do, I like a little, multi-purpose mug. It's fantastic.
It's a big mug. You can live in the mug. It's like a studio apartment if you know New York real estate.
Yeah. So that's all I have.
I think we should go. We have such a good show for you tonight. Listen to this cast of characters. Georgia Stitt, Andrew Coutermarsh, Jonatha Brooke, Zak Resnick, and Jen Sánchez. Every single one. Perfection, genius, all the things. So I think we should start.
All
Ruby,
right.
are you ready? Do you need anything?
No, I'm just going to go away now into my little producing corner. So
okay.
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. I miss her already. Okay. Let's just go. Let's talk about a working mother. Here's someone who kind of does it all. She's a composer, a lyricist, a musical director, a pianist, a producer, a wife, and a mother. She's also a really good date. Yeah, I love her so much. Please clap from your sofa for Georgia Stitt.
Well, hello, my date.
Hi, my matching date. Why would we match? How did that happen?
I felt purple tonight. I felt like it's not exactly a robe. It's not pajama. It's a sweater, but it feels like a robe. So it's my pajama nod.
Cozy. So cozy.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I want you to know you were introducing me as mother when my 11-year-old texted me and said, Mom, can I have some iPad time? Or do I need to take a shower? And I was like, I'm on TV.
I'm on a very successful television series.
Also take your shower first.
Oh, you're mean. Are you a mean mom?
She has to do her jobs first before the fun things.
That's really good.
Come on, that's life.
That is life. Oh, isn't that the truth? How is the family during all of this?
Oh, it's just great. Never better.
Happy as clams.
It's a lot of people in one apartment, and it's a good thing we like each other.
Yeah, but you really do. I mean, from what I see, I feel very good about what happens at these Stitt Brown household. I feel a lot of love and togetherness, and
that means our social media is working. No, it is.
Right.
It is good. It is. I mean, I just said if you have to be quarantined, at least be quarantined with people you like. So that is our situation. We do like each other most of the time.
This is why I live alone.
You don't like anyone well enough to.
Okay. Let me explain. Georgia is married to another songwriter and theater creator, Jason Robert Brown. Now, I don't know. I've never been to your place. I don't know your working situation or your living deal, but I know New York apartments.
Yeah. Well, we have.
Are there moments when you're both like in the depths of creating a project, working diligently, and you hear something in the other room and you're like, no, la, 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 la.
Yeah, I'll tell a name dropping story about that. So we have 2 floors. And so I'm in the basement right now, which means my cell phone never works. People are like, I tried to call you and I have this good excuse. I'm like, I didn't get a message because I'm underground. And then he's up above that way. Yeah. And we have doors in between us. So when you shut the doors in the floor, you really, most of the time, can't hear each other. So one time I was running a rehearsal down here with Kate Baldwin, singer extraordinaire, who I music direct for quite a bit. And we finished a number and I heard in the distance, like, and I was like, oh, James must be rehearsing with somebody. And we were both curious. And I was like, who's he rehearsing with? And I opened the door and I was like, oh, that's Cynthia Erivo belting her face off up there. And I was like, I guess the soundproofing works because I was like, I think I can hear someone from a distance. So it works. It works most of the time. Well, and these days we're just on Zoom. Like we really were on a long Zoom call together this afternoon, Zooming. He was upstairs, I was downstairs, and we were texting each other on Zoom. And I was like, we could just.
We could actually just do this on one. Yeah. But why? Oh, you know what I like about the two of you specifically is you're very supportive of each other's work. I've been in both of your audiences, and I love looking over and seeing both of you just glowing with pride at the other's work, and that's such a lovely thing to see.
Thank you. I mean, I don't know how you would be married if you weren't a fan of your person.
You have to fake it.
Yeah, you're really good actor.
Be exhausting. Okay, so your two daughters are definitely part of the Brown family performers. How are they exhibiting this talent that just had to be passed on?
They're both very musical. Molly is 15. She's at LaGuardia High School as a voice major, and she made her Birdland debut about a year ago.
And that was such a great moment. Because, a 15-year-old or whatever she was, 14 at the time, that has its own kind of stuff around it. But she was so, first of all, her voice is gorgeous, but on stage, she was so centered, and there was a calm to her that is really unusual for a kid.
I don't know where that comes from. She did an online. She and Jason did an online concert this summer and raised money for her theater company, Tada Youth Theater, which we love and support. And she's part of their company there. And so she sang 4 or 5 songs. And he played them, and it was a live stream thing right at the beginning of when we were all trying to figure that out. And we went live, and nothing happened. And we were, and like we had turned off all the air conditioners, and it was getting hot in the house, and the dog was barking. It was just chaos. And we were like, make it work, make it work. And I was like, you have to turn off you have to do the thing. And the mic isn't plugged in. And she was like, let me know when you're ready.
Calm and cool.
I would be freaking out. And she was like, I'm ready when you tell me.
Oh, just point to me. I'll be over here.
An old calm. Or maybe it's because we're both a little high maintenance, high energy that she's like, I got this.
I love her for that. You work with some of the greatest collaborators, all because people are dying to work with you. And your most recent recording of just gorgeous music is called A Quiet Revolution. Speaking of quiet, it has just the greatest cast of singers possible. How did this project come together in the middle of a global pandemic?
Well, the project has been in the works for ages. A decade ago, I was releasing albums every 2 or 3 years. And then I felt like the industry was changing. My place in it was changing. I didn't quite know honestly, I didn't know how you released music and made any money doing it, even to cover your own costs. So I was like, I won't do that anymore. And then I was going around the country doing master classes, and people would be like, oh, I'm going to sing one of your songs. And it was a song from ages ago. And I'd be like, you should sing the new stuff. And I realized they didn't know the new stuff because I had not put the new stuff out into the world. So that lit a fire. I was like, I guess if you're a person who makes music, you just make music, whether it, not that we can all take a loss on every project that we do, but I decided it couldn't be about the money or how it sold or that sort of thing. It just had to make it. I had to figure out how to make it in a way that
it has to get out there. It has
to get out there. It's not crossing the finish line until you get it out of your life into someone else's. And so I was like, all right, what have I got? What have I already recorded? What do I need to polish up? And so I have a song. The last song on the album is called Stop. My album came out, it was released on May 1st, but I finished it. I wrote the liner notes like March 4th or something, like right before the world shut down, and I have a song called Stop it's called What Would It Be If We All Just Took a Pause and like got off the hamster wheel of life and just like allowed ourselves a break, because we don't have time to breathe. We don't have time to think. We don't have time to reflect. And what if we just stopped? And so maybe it's my fault. Like, but that song was written.
Is the word prescient?
That is the word.
Never used, but it sounds like
bring out big words.
But yeah, that's fantastic.
But that song was 8 or 9 years old. That song was not about this moment. That was about how long I've been feeling like the pressure cooker just is getting higher and higher. And I was like, we need a minute to stop.
Yeah, well, we got the minute. Thanks.
Yeah. But the title comes from that.
Can you write a song called Go? You're involved in so many different things and have so many facets to your career. You must be incredibly organized. Are you?
I am I am an organized person, but I'm also this close. What is that? This close to being underwater most of the time. I'm I mean, you said that the concert's at 8, and I was like, I'll figure out what I'm singing at 6. I have a break at 6, so I'll figure out what I'm singing. So most of the time, if I'm like just staying ahead of the deadline, it works. But the trade-off is sometimes the long-term projects that require a lot of thought and a lot of marinating just get longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, I get it. I want you to sing. What are you going to do for us?
Okay, so you said I was going to go first. So I thought, okay, well, that is the up-tempo funny spot. And so I'm pulling out a song that I wrote with my collaborator, Len Schiff. Len and I wrote a song called The Holy Secret. It's on my first album. And we wrote The Promise of Light, which is a choral piece that gets done a lot in choirs. That's where choral pieces get done. And then he recently said, last spring, he said, I wrote a lyric. What do you think it's anything? And he sent it to me. This was in late April, early May. And the song was about how we had been in lockdown for 8 weeks already. Can you believe the stress and everything about this was before the George Floyd murder. This was before the election. This was before the attempted coup on the government. This was right? So we were like, could it possibly get any worse? And so we wrote this song that I'm going to sing for you. And the reason I'm doing it is because it had such a short shelf life that I never performed it. We talked about doing a viral, you can't make it something viral, but doing a video that could go out and maybe go viral about getting people to vote for the election and all that. And then by the time the song was written, the world had changed so much that the song didn't feel exactly right anymore. So I'm playing it acknowledging that the world has changed, but this is a snapshot of May 14th, 2020. And literally on the date, I just wrote quarantine 2020. That's when I wrote it. The song is called The Lockdown Parade.
The Lockdown
Remember,
Parade.
It was before the election. So I'm trying to get
before the election.
My song has expired, but enjoy it, please.
But we're going to enjoy it anyway. It's Georgia Stitt.
I called up Dr. Fauci and I said, I'm feeling blue. I'm scared and sad and slouchy. Don't think I'll make it through. He said, when I feel grouchy, there's nothing else to do but sing this song I'll teach to you. You pour another whiskey in your cup and drink it with that sourdough you made. You Lysol down the cat and knit a scarf and fix a snack and stare into the void until the void is staring back. And if it looks a little bit like cracking up, it really is a virtual crusade. But you don't even have to put your pants on to join the lockdown parade. And pom, pom, pom goes your heart at 10:30, pounding in your chest. And lie goes the president again. Does he ever give that shit a rest? Now here in lockdown, no one is alone. We're close if compartmentally arrayed. That neighbor you don't talk to is beside you in the trenches. You are marching all together with 300 million mentions. So make another tic-tac with your dog, or show the world the masks that you crocheted. You've got to do your part to keep morale up when on the lockdown parade. And march, march, march from the bedroom to the living room, 'cause soon we'll all be marching out the door. To march, march, march to a voting booth location where we'll liberate the nation from the Trump administration. And someday soon our sentence will be up. So keep the faith alive, don't let it fade. The parkways of Poughkeepsie and the boulevards of Boise, where the streets are quiet now, we're gonna make them noisy. From getting started, I'm afraid. Won't the White House get a shock when we, the people, come a-knocking? So onward, the lockdown parade.
It needs that. It needs that at the end. That is hilarious. And by the way, Boise, noisy, Joyzy. Come on.
Isn't it great? That's Lynn Schiff. That
is so cute.
I agree. That's why I like working with him. He's brilliant. He's a great lyricist.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Georgia.
Georgia.
That might be the one time I ever get to do that in a setting like this. But thank you for giving me a chance to archive it.
First of all, you're always invited, and I bet we'll do shows again at the Birdland.
Good. And remember this time, because I bet we'll forget it.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be all new. Oh my God! Thank you for joining us, my friend.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Give my love to the.
Hi, Lisa.
Give my love to your brilliantly talented family.
I'll give all of our love. Thank you.
All the love. We're getting so many nice comments from so many cute people.
Oh, Tina. See, these are people that I know and love. Yay. Okay. Time capsule. It is a time capsule.
They're here for you.
It can exist there.
That's right.
Thank you, everybody, for being here and watching.
Thanks, Georgia.
And let's save Birdland, right? I'm going to make a donation tonight.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. You're the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Love you. Bye, everyone.
Take care. That was great. We're getting some nice donations. Thank you for that. Venmo and PayPal. Don't forget. That's why we're doing this. We're going to save Birdland, for God's sake. And happy to do it. Happy to do it. If you've been to Birdland, it's a wonderful music room. But if you haven't, it's been around for the first Birdland opened 71 years ago, which is crazy. And it was named after Charlie Yardbird Parker, brilliant jazz player, and has been going strong all those years, but especially the last 35 when it's been on 44th Street on the west side, right in the theater district. It's the best. So thank you for that. Okay, my next guest came highly recommended to me from a few great friends. He's coming to us from Massachusetts. Please welcome Andrew Coutermarsh.
Jim, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just a little bit nervous.
Why? You're in your bedroom. I'm over here.
Irony, I am, yes. I even made my bed so that my mother would be happy with me. No, there's something odd about this format that walking onto a stage does not provide. I don't know what it is.
Well, it's weird because you're just sitting in your bedroom. I'm sitting in my bedroom. This isn't right. What I've normally done in my bedroom, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
I know, sorry.
Well, I work out of my bedroom, so that's...
I've never had a variety show in my bedroom. Okay. Our mutual friends, Kevin and Rick, suggested I listen to you, and they are incredibly supportive of you and me, and they're just the greatest. How do you all know each other?
I'm not sure which Kevin you're referring to, but Rick is an old family friend. He used to work at a radio station in rural Vermont, which is where I grew up, and my mother worked there, and they've been longtime friends. And my mother's
Kevin Gershon is the Kevin. Do you know Kevin?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you did.
No, that's okay.
Well, then never mind.
No,
well,
name
Kevin,
dropping never
Kevin,
hurts.
if you're watching.
But my mother has been, I come from a musical family. Rick is a big fan of music, and he and my mother go back a long way. And so he's always been very supportive of the music in my family. And a couple of months ago, I happened to record a video for a community theater group that is here in Massachusetts, and it was for their 75th anniversary season, which unfortunately got wiped out because of, the end times. And so it was a recording of Empty Chairs and Empty Tables from Les Mis, and Rick heard it, and the next thing I knew, I was getting messages on YouTube and people on Facebook I hadn't heard from in decades, and everybody seemed to be watching this thing. And Rick emailed me and said, "Hey, you should talk to this guy Jim," and that's how I ended up here.
Couldn't be happier. Well, we don't really know each other, but then that's been the fun thing about Cast Party all these years, is that people I don't know, people I do know, and you get to be friends with people that you told me you were from a musical family. Tell me who, how, what happened? Like how did this music, happen in your house?
I mean, both my parents did music in high school. That's where they met. Both of them were big into local community theater, and that got me started in community theater. I think my first show was Oliver in Claremont, New Hampshire. I played what was it? Charlie Bucket? No,
oh, yeah.
That's from Willy Wonka.
Okay.
All I remember is I had a line that said, "Oh, the sausages are stale." But
sure. Let's say Charlie something.
I think
I
was
did
Charlie
that show
something.
too in community theater when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's a great show for kids.
It's great, and the score is. People don't talk about that score enough. It is fantastic. That gorgeous score by Lionel Bart.
Lionel Bart is it's fantastic music. It's classic.
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. Well, a lot better than some other classic theater that I'm not necessarily a fan of, but
I do love it. Now you went on from doing all this community theater to working for Williamstown Theater Festival.
I did one summer as an intern at Williamstown. I worked in their cabaret while I was in college. I spent the summer writing out drum charts, so that was fun.
Wow, that's an interesting talent to have. I like that.
I just took what they told me and I wrote it down on a sheet of music, and
Amazing.
That's fine. It was a great way to spend a summer. I got to meet some great people. I got
like
to do
Gwyneth
a play.
Paltrow? Like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Well,
yes. Tell the story.
I met Gwyneth Paltrow. And the way that happened was she was there that summer. It was the summer of '99, and she was doing As You Like It. I was walking to the stage door at the Adams Theater in Williamstown, and to get into the stage door, you actually go around to the back of the building and then down like 5 steps. And I hit the first step, and then there were no more steps. And the next thing I knew, I was at the bottom of them with my face on the ground. And I lifted my head, and there was a pair of feet standing in the door, and it was Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, God.
So I'm sure I made no impression whatsoever on her, but at least I got a good story out of it.
Well, as a surprise, I've brought somebody. Gwyneth, please.
Yes, and here she is now.
Wouldn't that be great? If this were the Merv Griffin show, that would happen.
This is your life.
It would have to be 1972. I want you to sing for us. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do a song by a wonderful songwriter named John Bacchino, who I believe you know.
Believe I do.
And it is a very cute, funny song from his show, It's Only Life, which, hey.
Very nice, yes. Thank you for having that.
It's called On My Bedside Table. And I guess let's go, huh?
Do it.
On my bedside table, there's a note from Stephen Sondheim and a pair of wire glasses, and the lyric to a new song which I'll never play for you because it's far too sentimental, and I don't want you to think I care enough to write a mushy love song now that you and I are really through. Oh, by the way, 2 bills are also there. One for the cable, which has really kept me sane throughout our breakup. Damn, I swore I wouldn't dwell upon our breakup. Well, the other is my Visa bill, a little heavier with all the junk I bought to kill the pain, to fill the space until I faced the fact that you and I are definitely through. There's my talking clock now set to get me off to work the new job you don't know I got. It's not impressive, it won't make you think I'm doing well without you. Actually, I'm not so hot, I can barely hack it. And there are those earplugs I still wear to help sleep tightly through the nightly New York racket. Did you find one recently? Did it make you think of me and cry so hard you couldn't see? I hope so. Oh, but it really shouldn't matter. I also fondly hope you're growing fatter. There's a lamp that never makes me think of you. We didn't shop for it together, and you never put the lampshade on your head. It's by the bed so I can see, to fill my journal with the 3 gazillion reasons why we're better off apart. Or rather, why I'm better off without you. You, of course, have lost the greatest catch you'll ever have, and you will realize how much you care and languish in complete despair until your dying day, which won't be soon because you're so damn healthy with your veggie diet and your yoga, which I tried that time I had that awful cold. It nearly killed me, but I did it to impress you, since I never could believe that you could love me just for me. On my bedside table, there are 3 stones which I'm told have healing energy. They say you have to touch them all the time or they'll disintegrate. I feel like I'll disintegrate if someone doesn't touch me soon. But there were years before I met you, and I have my note from Sondheim, and my cable, and my visa, and my talking clock, and earplugs, and my healing stones and journal to unwind me and remind me that I always have myself, and that I always have the lyric to a new song, and a lamp that never makes me think of you.
Andrew. So good.
Oh, I love that song. It's so great.
I do too. And people are saying, oh my gosh, she has such a great leading man voice. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is such a pleasure to be here and doing something with other like-minded people. You know, it's great to be performing.
Well, God,
my niece Rachel. Oh, that's great.
Oh, you have friends. Yay. I mean, you have friends watching. Clearly you have friends.
Well, I hope so.
But they're watching. That's nice.
They are. I did my job to promote this thing as well as I could.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for joining us and for singing so great. And we hope we see you live and in person soon.
I would love to come to New York in the, after times.
Yeah. Maybe not today, but very soon, I hope.
Hopefully soon.
We'll meet you.
Thank
on
you
a
so
Monday.
much.
Great. Thank you. Great. If you're enjoying this, don't forget we're accepting donations on Venmo and PayPal. Thank you. Okay, when I listen to our next guest, my head kind of spins because she's so musically versatile, and I can't wait to talk to her about that. Here is singer songwriter Jonatha Brooke. Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Hi.
Nice try, Satan.
Isn't that funny?
That's so good. I'm stealing it.
Maybe it's a song. Could it be a song?
I could write that song in
I
5
could write
notes.
that song in 5 notes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good concept.
4 notes.
Hi, Jonatha.
Hi, how are you?
I've loved you for so long, and it's so fun. I mean, I just kind of texted you out of the blue.
It's true. Well, I was there gawking at Curtis Stigers when he came on. And then I think you caught me gawking in the comments. And you're like, wait a minute. So that's how, yeah.
I love Curtis Stigers. I love his voice. And I love how just pissed off he is on Twitter and stuff. He's so much fun to. He's so fun to listen to and watch. And
he's coming on my show next week.
Tell me about your
COVID show.
Tell me about the show. Oh, my light just went out. That's not good.
Yeah, can you
now
see
you'll
the,
see
the
how
ring
old
light
I
in
am.
my glasses? Yeah, you can see. Oof. I do Monday live streams from, well, it was in my kitchen until this week, and then I brought it up here because Ruth is up here, and Bader Ginsburg.
Hi, Gator Ginsburg.
Curtis is joining me next Monday at 2 p.m. Central, so that'll be fun.
The best. Well, this light is clearly not doing me any.
Maybe
help
it's
here.
Satan.
It's totally Satan. Okay, we're going to go a cappella with just one line. Okay, tell me, how do you describe your music?
I think it's a hybrid. I'm a pop songwriter, basically, but I think that it's complicated because of my obsession with dissonance, so that I will, in any given moment, throw in every tension note possible to the accompaniment or to the vocal parts, and that's just what thrills me. I think so. It's pop music with extra dissonance.
Nice. Well, I know you're a big fan of Woody Guthrie, and were invited by his daughter Nora to look through his private archives, which resulted in an extraordinary project.
Thank you. I made a project called The Works, which was Woody Guthrie's words and my music with obviously an amazing cast of characters. Joe Sample played keyboards, Steve Gadd on drums, Christian McBride on upright bass, and other special guests. An incredible, incredible project. And what was great was that Nora, Woody Guthrie's daughter, just really was generous with his work. So I could pick from here and pull from there and take a couplet from a journal and stick it with a song that wasn't finished that was in another folder. And that became The Works.
It's a gorgeous project. And yes, the musicians, Christian McBride, Joe Sample, Kebmo, who I am obsessed with. You really work with swell
Has
people.
he been on your show yet? I could call him.
No, but I love him so much.
That would be good. He'd be great.
Well, hook it up.
Okay.
But when I hear you, I hear someone who can sing anything. Folk, country, jazz, soul. You have such a soulful voice.
Thank you.
Let's not categorize. Let's just say you can do anything you want.
Thank you.
And a couple of years ago, you starred in your own one-woman play, My Mother Has Four Noses, off Broadway at the Duke Theater. What was that experience like?
Well, I think that it's been my experience that if you're not terrified, then you should probably just go home. So it was terrifying. It was the most amazing, beautiful, scary, awesome thing that I've ever done. And it was really rewarding. And I think that it's a love story about me and my mother. My mother had Alzheimer's, but she was a character. She was a poet. She was a clown. It's some crazy stuff. And she did have 4 prosthetic noses, and that's a longer story. But the show was this sort of universal reckoning. And people, I think, obviously that's what the point of universality is that you recognize yourself in all of these stories and characters. So it's a narrative that I weave 10 songs in and out of, and it's me and my mom.
So sweet. I wish I could have seen it. Now,
I know,
now that
me
we're
too.
like BFFs, I feel like I feel bad that I wasn't there. You also won the Acoustic Music Award for a song from your recent Midnight Hallelujah album.
Oh, right,
called,
I did.
Oh, look, there it is.
There it
called Put the Gun Down. Now, where do we start? But how do you write a song about something that's such a huge topic, but in such a small, interesting way, where it's basically a conversation with one person? Am I right?
I mean, that's how you do it, or that's how
Yeah.
I choose to do it. I don't need to stand on a soapbox and say, like, I'm really into gun control and I think there should be stronger legislation about
Right.
magazine capacity and AR whatever. It's more about like, okay, here's a story about me talking to one person, and maybe if I can get inside that one conversation, it will have a bigger impact. It will be a more poignant, like, oh, it's a give take thing. It's a conversation.
It's a beautiful conversation. You write about really heavy topics, but there's such joy to your music and your gorgeous, soulful voice. Would you do something for us?
I could, yeah.
Could you?
I was gonna.
Since
That's
we
such
planned
an
it?
apropos song. I did not plan to do that one. I'll do this other one that
Okay, yeah.
I could do it. Oh, so
You
many
can do whatever the hell you want.
So many choices. Well, this one's kind of apropos of the moment as well. I mean, the gun one, they all seem to be apropos suddenly.
Well, there's so many things to be nervous about.
Woof! This one is called Is This All? All things being equal, her beauty was not her fault, and it was not her only advantage. It's the feast and the novelty, the manliness of its charms. So was it really such a shock? So much history and a kiss. Besides, they both knew it was over. What do they have to worry about? Just privacy and pain and the damage they done. Is this all? Can I go now? Is this all? Is this all? Can I go now? Is this all? So when you sleep, do not dream the dreams they weigh you down, and you carry them along with you. They will wreck your lovely body, report back to your soul all the sickening sweets of the afternoon. As we lose the last of innocence, like some romantic notion buried by the fashion of disdain. You can make the world your apple, take a bite before it sours. You can make the world your charm or your chain.
Oh my gosh. You're you're just swell.
Thanks. I forgot to mention also, I am actually working on 2 musicals at the moment. One with Jeffrey Knopfs, who wrote next fall, and another with Jacqueline Backus, who is really, really fun. I mean, anyway, very, very fun working
That's
with
exciting.
in this world that you guys are so great at.
Well, I don't know if I'm great at it, but I sure love it and know the cast of characters and
Yeah,
and
for sure.
adore them all. It's a beautiful community of ridiculously talented, giving, wonderful people.
For sure.
Now, how long were you in New York when you were doing your show?
The show itself was about 12 weeks, but I was living in New York for about 16 years. Just moved to Minneapolis about 4 years ago. So it's cold.
So yeah, well, that's part of the Mary Tyler Moore and Rhoda Open. Rhoda says, and then I moved to Minneapolis where it's cold, and I figured I'd keep better.
I'm keeping pretty good, you know.
Yeah, you look good.
Nice
it's
try,
all good.
Satan.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
What
you so
a joy
much,
to have
Jim.
you on the
What
show
a treat.
and to meet you, and next time in person.
I can't wait.
Me too. Thank you, and keep in touch with us. Thank you.
Okay.
Jonatha Brooke. That was fun. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful voice. Her albums are just exquisite. So, that's something I hope you do is support all these talented people. You hear the most brilliant voices and songwriters and storytellers, and we hope you go find them on the Google. Do you have the Google? And see their recordings and their concerts and their online, because everybody's doing online concerts, as you know. So we hope you support everybody that you take a fancy to. You're going to take a fancy to this guy. You've seen him on TV, American Idol, and on Broadway, Mamma Mia. He's also really known around this town as one of the guys with the most beautiful male voices in the business. Here's, by the way, I know how dumb that just sounded. Here's Zak Resnick.
Hello.
You're a guy with a beautiful male voice.
I was waiting to see where that was going. I appreciate that it went there. Thank you.
As opposed to when you used to have that beautiful female voice.
There was a time. There was a time. Yes.
Well, there was that couple weeks.
Yeah.
How
are you?
I'm good. I'm so happy to see you.
And you. It's I said this during the sound check, but I feel tricked that I was supposed to wear pajamas and you're in a tie.
Wait, these are pajamas.
Right.
This is,
of course.
You don't know.
Yes, very comfortable attire.
Very comfortable.
This actually, my sister bought this for the whole family for Thanksgiving. It was her one wish that everyone would wear this onesie here. So
it's a onesie?
It's a onesie. So I really went all out for you, Jim.
You did. I really, really appreciate it. Now, I keep hearing, people keep saying, you got to do the show in pajamas. I did it once. I felt so awkward.
Huh.
I just didn't feel like me. And it's not that I feel like I have to wear a tie all the time. I just thought I looked weird.
Well, I'd like to thank you because I feel right at home. So thanks.
Perfect. Well, actually, you are at home.
I truly, I'm at my parents' house upstate.
I love that you're so close because you've been in LA for quite a few years, correct?
Yeah, my wife and I live in LA, and because it's an absolute dumpster fire there with COVID, we came here to be a little secluded and be safer. We live in a big complex, and just sharing the same air with people who 1 in 5 of them have COVID. It's just safer to be far away.
I mean, can you believe those numbers? Well, tell me about your COVID life. You're upstate. You're with your new wife.
Yes. We're upstate. COVID's been, difficult and also a blessing, I think. You know, I really wanted to take space from the norm and try to do, you know, other things and give myself some time and space. And here, actually, I've been renovating my parents' house, which has been something I've
Whoa.
never done before. But
Are you like carpentry and stuff?
you know, I'm handy, but I haven't. You know, I refinished their kitchen cabinets. Which took me a month to do by myself, and you know, we've picked out all the new hardware and then got lighting, installed the lighting fixtures. We have,
Oh, this is great.
you know, counters and stuff. You know, it's fun. It's really fun. I spend my time, my entire explore page on Instagram is just houses and before and after photos of kitchens and things, which is absolutely ridiculous. But
no,
hey,
that's so cool. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, you've had a whole career of going from show to show to show and different projects. But then, okay, can we just talk for just a minute? Because I told you I was stalking you on YouTube,
Mhm.
and I found your wedding.
Yeah.
First of all, those people. It's truly some of the more attractive humans on the planet.
Yeah, those are my besties.
The photo is so great.
Yeah.
So great.
Thanks.
And tell me about your wife.
Her name's Allie. She's an actor. We met when we were teenagers at theater camp. Actually,
What theater camp?
it was the Broadway Theater Project.
Okay.
Now it's the Performing Arts Project. But it was in Tampa, and we hardly knew each other, just enough to, you know, to exchange, you know, AIM screen names or MySpace profiles or whatever it was back then. And you know, that evolved into a Facebook friendship and some messages here and there. And about 10 years later, we re-met online when she'd moved to the city, and we started dating, and then we moved back to LA together and got married there.
Oh, well, the wedding looked great.
Thanks.
You guys look it up on YouTube. It's there for everybody to see. Of Zak singing "You Are So Beautiful to Me," to her. It's the greatest moment. You'll cry.
I was singing it both to you and to her. Yeah.
To me?
Yeah, to you. And
Yes,
her.
I was
Yeah.
getting that.
Yeah.
I kind of I felt the duality.
Yes.
You've done a lot of different things on Broadway, off Broadway. What's your favorite on stage moment that you've had, other than this?
Oh boy, my favorite onstage moment.
Mamma Mia.
It's hard to choose. I mean, being on Broadway for the first time is incredible. I don't know that you can beat that experience. For like a show, a creative experience, I'd probably be tied between doing the last 5 years at ACT in San Francisco, which was really cool because we did it in their large theater. So there were 500 or no more, like I think 1,000 or 1,500 seats. I don't remember anymore. It was a couple years ago. And it was the first time I think that two-hander had been done with such a large house. So it was sort of interesting to see how it was going to translate to a less intimate space. And
which is ironic also because our first performer tonight was Georgia Stitt.
Yes.
Who happens to be married to Jason Robert Brown.
Yeah, I love
who
Georgia.
wrote that musical.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably the other would be this show called Scorsese that I did in LA. That super cool and immersive and fun.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It like took all the different Scorsese films and made them sort of one plot. I got to play Ray Liotta's character in Goodfellas and sing some fun croonery songs, and
fun.
It was great. It was a good time. Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds great. I was just watching his new documentary that he's done with Fran Lebowitz.
I haven't seen it yet, but I can't wait to watch it.
It's hilariously funny. And he's so great because he's such a huge fan of hers. He's in almost every scene with her, but he's just off to the side giggling. He's producing it with her, but he's just kind of like a goofy fan of hers.
That's awesome.
It's so attractive to see somebody that's so powerful in our minds just giggling his head off.
Yeah, Scorsese.
So cute. I know.
Top of the top.
Hello.
That's amazing.
I want you to sing for us.
Okay. Oh, was I supposed to do that tonight? Yeah. I'll do that. Actually, ironically, I'm going to do the song that was cut from the last 5 years. Shiksa replaced it. This is I Could Be in Love with Someone Like You.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Thanks. Oh, wait, I have to do this thing with the microphone. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Technical difficulties. My first crush, I was 10 years old, and her name was Elaine. Little redhead girl, oh, she looked like you, but if you were 10, which you're clearly not. Not that you look old, but you get my... I'll just stop now. Okay, wait, cause I had a point. No, I swear I did, but I think I did, which is all my life. For since I was 10, I've had a yen for an Irish lass. Because God knows why, like the ancient curse of the Shiksa. Do I talk too much? Which is not to say that I'd want Elaine. When I last checked in, was Republican and a parapsychologist. If you got a 4-leaf clover, you can make my dreams come true. I will be your Hebrew slave, just do the things that Irish girls do. Talk about potato famine, I begin to cry on cue. Sing about the Emerald Isle and get your Irish eyes to smile, and I could be in love with someone like you. I just left a relationship with a lovely girl named Alyssa Levine. She was really great, it was all my fault. I just got upset because she slept with my brother. So I made a vow not to get caught up in the dating scene or the whole routine with the cousin's friend or the who knows what. Like I need that shit. I've got marks to make, I've got steps to climb. It's the perfect time. I've got books to write, I've got things to do. I go out my door and bump into you, and the jig is up and my vow is through. I don't know what I'm doing, but come in and ruin me. I will write my own Ulysses if you're there to show me how. Take me back to Glockamora, bathe me in the River Shannon now. If you'll be Mrs. O'Leary, baby, I will be your cow. I'll deliver shamrocks daily by your Parnell shillelagh. I could be in love with someone like you. Could be my inspiration. Get me past this block and walk me through the great unknown. You could be my true salvation. Unchain me from this rock and walk me from being alone. 'Cause I'm no good at being alone. Take me to another level. Let me play in bigger halls. I will do a river dance as long as you keep answering my calls. Get me out of my apartment. Keep me from my empty walls. Someone hire John McCormick. Start the wearing of the green. Let me win the Irish sweepstakes. Let me take you home, Kathleen. I could be in love with someone. I could be in love with someone. I could be in love with someone like you.
Yay!
Yay!
You're good.
Oh, thanks.
I don't care what people say. I think you're really
Couple more lessons, I'll get there.
You're taken private now, I hear.
I am.
No, my God, you have a gorgeous voice.
Thanks.
So when do we get you back on an? Well, I mean that's a dumb question because we don't even know what's going to happen. But you need to be everywhere. You need to be starring in things.
I would like to be everywhere. I would like to be starring in things. That would be nice. I would like to do all of those things.
All of the above.
Sometime soon, I'd like to be back in New York. We'll see if we can make that happen.
Oh man, it would be great.
Yeah.
Although LA is delightful, I do love it out there too. So
Yeah, it is. It is a little warmer. A little warmer.
It is warmer. Yes, it is warmer than it is here.
Yeah.
Well, I went. You know our friend Max von Essen, right?
Of course. Today's his birthday, right?
Today's his birthday. So
Happy birthday, Max.
I took him to have coffee today.
Nice.
Outdoor coffee, which is what we do in New York.
Yeah.
Because we can't eat inside anywhere.
Sure.
And so we were literally shivering, drinking our coffee for like an hour and a half. Very far from each other and with masks. And, it's you can't hear, you can't see. It's
sure
ludicrous. But we were talking about your voice.
Were you?
Yes. Not the entire time, but quite a bit of the time where he's a big fan too. And it is his birthday. So happy birthday, Max.
I used to watch this video of him singing Proud Lady on YouTube, over and over and over. If you haven't seen it, go watch Max von Essen sing Proud Lady on YouTube. It's incredible.
And that's what we do here. We celebrate each other's talents. How
we sure do.
Is that? Zach, I love you.
It's great to see you, Jim. I love you.
Thank you for entertaining us so royally.
I'll see you next time. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thanks. That's Zak Resnick. So good. Wait. Hold on. Jane Monheit is texting me, and she always. Thanks, Jane. I like dropping her name. Jane Monheit. Wait, you have a show coming up too, don't you? Jane, text me about your upcoming online show, and we'll tell all the people, because Jane happens to be one of the greatest singers on the planet. She's a jazz singer, and if you don't know, and I love her so much. She's so much fun and so funny. She's one of the only people I will stop a show in the middle to look at my phone if I know she's texting, because it's always funny, it's always witty, and it's usually a little sarcastic. There, I said it. But until we get that, I'm going to tell you about our next guest. She's been in 8 Broadway shows, including some of the most iconic, talked about shows in musical theater history. She's also a mom, inspiring working women everywhere. Please welcome Jen Sánchez.
Hi, Jim. How's it going? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I made it. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
I am so thrilled. Now, you were just doing another project, like until 2 minutes ago, right?
Yes, so I just started this is like the first time I've worked in a long time, so I was so excited. But our span of day ended at we went 1 to 9, which is good.
9:09.
Yeah, it's better for both coasts. So I was literally like, I couldn't find a drumstick, but I don't worry, I found a spatula. Or a wooden spoon. But it's called Amour, très français.
Oui.
Have you heard of the show?
I do know this show because when we just started Cast Party, that was the exact time when it opened on Broadway with Malcolm Getz and Melissa, and that's that Amour, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I was all of a sudden I was like, oh God, what if it's a different one? And it had just opened, and their album had just been released, and we celebrated the album at Cast Party.
Well, here's a very
18 years ago.
Moment.
I mean,
because I was just listening to the Cast album, so I can learn the music, so that we can learn the show. We're doing a virtual revival.
How? When? How do we watch?
As soon as I know, I will post it on your page.
Please.
And for everyone to know, but it's so far it's beautiful music, very difficult. So I've got a lot of that in my head right now. But
who else is in it?
I mean, I don't even know if the cast list has been released, but nobody told me I couldn't say. So we have Adam Pascal, we have Drew Kaling, we have Kara, we have a beautiful all-star cast, and everyone's exquisite. Derek Baskin,
yes,
it's a beautiful group of people, and we literally just started. So I'm like, ba, 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 ba. I'm like, is that right? My neighbors love me.
I love that part of your voice, I have to say. I've always loved that part of your voice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so we know each other, but we don't know each other well. So, of course, I went on and I was Googling and searching and, going on, looking at all the things. You started very early.
Oh my gosh, point that foot, Jennifer. Point that foot.
Point it.
Look at that lazy ankle. Oh,
Look
I've learned.
how cute you are.
Thanks. I still have my baton. I mean, I know all my routines. Like, I've got my very own pair of designer jeans. Like, I was obsessed. I was 8 years old, Air Force kid. We were stationed in Alamogordo, New Mexico. And I took baton lessons, and I thought I was going to be like a professional baton twirler. And then we moved, and then the new place didn't have baton. So I ended up being a theater person instead. So
hilarious. Well, you could be a professional batonist right now, and think of the success.
Right. It's never too late. Don't give up to me.
Dream big. I love that. Okay. You've been in so many Broadway shows, and I didn't know how to talk about each one of them but then I figured out kind of a really cheesy, bad talk show way. Okay, so give me 2 words about each of the following shows, or 3, your choice.
Okay.
West Side Story.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah. Now, what was your role was?
Oh, okay. So you literally, I thought it was
no. But literal. Then I'm going to ask.
I'm a very literal-minded person sometimes.
No, I appreciate that. But were you the under?
I was Rosalia.
Rosalia.
So in the revival that was just on Broadway, that was of course running when the pandemic hit. That part didn't even exist anymore. So if I had come around at this time, I wouldn't have even had a role. I wouldn't have been in it because they made it, it was different. But in the original version, theatrical version, it is the ladies, the shark ladies, who all love America and have really embraced this American lifestyle. And then this one little girl, Rosalia, who's like, I want to go back home. It's so much better there. And, originally it was a placeholder because they hadn't had time to rewrite it for the men. They ran out of time, and they opened with it like that on Broadway. That's the only reason I have a career, is because they ran out of time.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh my God. Okay. I love that production, by the way.
That was my debut. Yes, I went to an open call with like 800 other girls, and that was my Broadway debut. It's how I got my equity card. So it was the most special time.
From an open call.
Yes, my son was 6 at the time. He came with me to the audition. I was like, sit here. I'll be right back.
I'm going to get a Broadway show. I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to talk about him in a minute. Okay, now go back to the game, the really dumb game. Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so at the audition, so I wasn't in 1.0, I was in 2.0. Because I remember I was rehearsing Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown when Spider-Man was originally rehearsing. We were in 42nd Street. And like Women on the Verge opened and closed. And then still 1.0 was still like opening or something like that.
Right. It's a month later.
I'm serious. Like I'm being actually literal. But
I
went to the
remember
audition,
that.
and they asked me at the callback, they were like, are you afraid of heights? And I'm very afraid of heights. And I literally, like the deadest face, I was just like, no, I love heights. And so
I love heights.
I love heights.
More than anything.
More than you. No. So I remember like my first time going on, like I was like on the verge of a panic attack. And then I was just like, Jen, you got to buck it up because you said you love heights. So anyway, there was a lot of fly rehearsal, and I did overcome a lot of my fear of heights, but I'm still afraid of heights.
So the 2 words would be love heights, clearly.
Love heights.
Okay. Ghost.
Oh, I love Ghost.
Me too.
That was the most breathtaking magic that has been on a stage in a long time, other than like maybe a magic show in Vegas.
Yes.
Like it was real magic. It was
really magical, that show.
Yeah, and the cast was just so outstanding and committed, and the voices and everything. And so I was just like, we had like bad like juju on opening night, like, or the nights that all the critics came, the set broke for like 40 minutes. That was so stressful. I mean, I don't have any gray hairs, but I almost got one.
Right. Just one. Women on the Verge, I was such a fan of. I loved that musical.
I love it so. I mean, that's one of those shows that I like dream about doing again.
Good. Okay. So stylish. Oh my God. On your feet. On your feet.
David Yazbek, come on.
I know. Truly. Okay. So on your feet.
Familia. That's where I met like some of the people in my life today who are like my family, who are like my sisters, who are like the people that I would call on if I was in jail.
Okay.
You know? Like that's those people. Those are the people I met on the show. And the Stefans are so generous and wonderful, and I loved the show and all that.
Okay. Sunday in the Park. Gorgeous production.
That was like kind of like a dream almost. Like I feel like it was like you're just like, is this really life? Am I this lucky? Like the orchestra was on stage, so I thought the most special thing about that was that anytime you weren't in a scene, which was, there were like some beautiful chunks of like Dot and George on stage, you could just sit off to the side backstage and watch and listen to the orchestra do their thing. Like with the seashells and the glass and everything.
Those orchestrations. Oh my God. I loved you in Pretty Woman.
Oh, thank you. That was my first time being a blonde.
So good.
I loved
being a blonde. That was
very.
The best,
that's the best wig I've ever had. No offense to all my other wigs.
Yeah, a little Ivana Trump.
A lot. Oh, also that woman. It was actually styled after that woman, that British woman who's like with a martini all the time.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Abfab.
Yes. Let's go with that. As opposed to the other one. And most recently, The Rose Tattoo.
Oh, well, that was my first play. And although I did do the musical components in it, I loved being in a play. It was so amazing. And Marissa and Imon, I mean, that was another gift. I was kind of like, blink, blink, is this real life?
So many musical theater performers I know that do a play are like, oh my God, I can go out afterwards. I can have a life. You're not constantly worried about your throat, your foot,
I know, that's so true.
Just have a life.
It's gosh, the music though, honestly we had the most beautiful music team, and it was so stirring and brief. And I thought that it was I don't know, it was just magical. There was candles, there was sand, there was I mean, and then you have just like Marissa Tomei just like on stage doing her thing. Like, excuse me.
Well, excuse me, you've done all of this being a mom. Your son must have grown up in green rooms or rehearsal halls or something.
He did. I love that. Thank you.
That is the cutest picture ever.
That's a PS11 where he went to elementary school. I think after one of his shows there, and he grew up around actors. He grew up me dragging him from show to show, green room to green room. And, I thought maybe he might want to be an actor. Actually, Telsey at one point asked me if he had a headshot and resume, and like if he wanted to get into it. And I asked him, I sat down with him, and he just looked at me and he goes, it's just not worth it.
Wow.
So it's not for everyone, but he's now grown up and doing so well, and I couldn't. He is the thing that I am most proud of out of all of it. I would give up every show.
How old is
he? What was that?
How old is he now?
Well, because if I tell you his age, okay, well, I had him when I was 9. I had him when I was 9.
You don't have to tell us.
He's 20 years old.
Okay. What? That is the still store of the evening. That's crazy because aren't you like 23?
Yes.
You are wildly talented, and I know you play guitar and ukulele and all kinds of things. Would you do something for us?
yes, I'm going to sing a song for you. If that's okay. This is going to be a little bit homespun, but
Okay.
I'm in my home. So,
Spin away.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, we'll just go. So I don't know if you have heard of the Times Square Alliance.
Yes.
Or Broadway Buskers.
Yes.
But they're an amazing organization. They've been really supporting artists during this time. And during the pandemic, they asked all these buskers to write a song for the city of New York about the pandemic or how it's hit you or whatever. So I'm just going to do that song for you because it's kind of been top of mind. And we actually did a music video for it. So I'll you can find it. But we're just going to go. Okay.
Just do it.
This track is a little bit different than what I'm used to, but we're going to make it work. And thank you again for having me, Jim. She wears a cape, not everyone can see. He ain't got no papers, working in delivery. Conductor on the airline, flying over me. Do you hear the heartbeat? Third generation baker, up before the dawn. Janitor who's hustling for the latest time. Mama's now a teacher, she just carries on. I can hear the heartbeat. And I can feel this city's life with every breath. It's to the ones who rise, the one who tries even when times are certain to be uncertain. This is not the final curtain. Broadway lights will shine again. Here's to la gente fuerte. We are the ones who will show when everything is said and done. The glass and raise it to the heart of the city, heart of my city. Marching forth who vow to stand up for all of those who have been beaten down, 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 down. We will rise, still we rise. Okay, so thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Jim Caruso, Birdland. Thank you for having me. I know that you all are taking donations tonight. We appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. Just keep these theaters back open. I can't wait to perform in Birdland on the stage with the band behind me. It makes me want to cry. Broadway is going to come back. We're all going to come back. If you'd like to see the essential workers who are featured in the music video, you can go to YouTube and you Google Jen Sánchez Heartbeats, and you can see all the people who are honored here. Thank you again for having me. Here's to the ones we've lost, may they remain innocent. Let the lessons learned not be in vain. The glass and raise it to the heart of the city. Here's to the people, we're not alone. Together, unidos somos el corazón. Hold me up, and I hold you in the heart of the city. The heart, the heart. Fill a glass, raise it to the heart of the city, heart of my city.
Okay, great song.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, when I started, I was singing like the last 8 hours. So I was like, oh, okay, let's get back down there. Larynx, low.
Oh my God, your voice is great. You're so great.
Thanks, darling. Yeah, that it's a little bit of a truncated version that we recorded, so that was a little bit more, but
so much fun. Now, what's it called again? How do we find it?
Sure. It's the name of the song is Heartbeats.
Heartbeats.
And so if you just Google or put in YouTube Jen Sánchez Heartbeats, we did a music video, and we have true essential workers and Broadway dancers who are featured and who are in the video.
Wait, did my friend Naika Sings write this?
Oh, I wrote this.
Oh, you wrote. Okay, that I didn't know.
No, but Naika, let's do a co-write.
No, I feel like she's doing something just similar. You do need to know each other.
Amazing, yeah.
God, I love you. Thank you for doing this.
Thanks for having me. It's a joy. Let's do it again on a stage next time.
Absolutely. You're invited anytime.
Okay, thanks. You're invited to my living room anytime.
Okay, perfect. I like it.
Okay. Thank you, Tim.
Bye. Oh, she's very enjoyable. What a fun show. I've loved it. Oh, Ruby.
Oh, Jim.
Oh, hi. We have some information about that Jane Monheit person.
Yes. Yes,
she's doing a concert. She's doing a concert, an online concert coming up. Let me tell you about it. Look. Look what we just happened to have. It's on January 23rd. It's on Zoom. The tickets are available from jazzvox.com. Jane, how's that? How's that for a little ad just off the cuff? We love our friends. Where would we be without the talented friends that we know? Ruby, we have a show coming up. Well, we have a show every Friday.
Yes.
Called Virtual Halston, which stars our ridiculous friend, Julie Halston.
Yes.
She's a Broadway comedian. She's a brilliant actress. She's a television star. She's all of the above. And we've created a talk show called Virtual Halston that Ruby and I kind of co-produce. And we're also on it on occasion. And this Friday, January 15th, guests will be John Pizzarelli and Jessica Molaski. The Lunts of jazz, ladies and gentlemen. They're so much fun. It's going to be a great show. Should we see if Squigs has anything for us?
Yes, I just got his picture. Literally, just got it.
Okay, wait, I'm putting my glasses on.
Put your glasses on.
Ladies and germs, Justin Squigs Robertson has quick sketched everybody during the show, and this is what he has done for us.
Wha-bam!
Whoa! Oh, but that is a good-looking bunch.
If that doesn't scream 40th episode, I don't know what will.
Look, it says 40 right in there. Oh. Oh, God, it's so good. Well, Squigs, you have outdone yourself. That's great.
He truly gives us all the best hair. I mean, really. Thank you,
I know.
Squigs.
I know.
Thank you.
Truly. Well, this was our 40th. Oh, can we see that artwork again?
Oh, yes. Excuse me. So sorry. Here we go.
I will not be able to use that anymore. So I thought we should show it one more time. I
just like, Jim, that you texted me while I'll paint the picture for you pre-show. I was at Target doing some grocery shopping. And all of a sudden I get a text from you like, I just created art. I was like, yes.
I am like Scorsese. I am.
And then
I'm a filmmaker.
But then your email, the subject was 40 film, produced, written, and directed by James Caruso.
Well, I did. I wrote it myself. 40. But I added the exclamation point because I thought that added a certain amount of,
Je ne sais quoi.
Joie de vivre. Oh, we both went for the French moment.
Yes, we did. I don't even speak French.
Well, okay, you guys, next week, it's going to be a really, really good show. Look at this cast. Claiborne Elder, Jessica Fischenfeld, Scott Joyner, Capathia Jenkins, and Susan Werner. I smell Emmy.
I thought you were going to stop after just I smell. I was concerned.
I smell.
I was concerned.
Good night.
My boyfriend even just laughed. That means I was funny just now. Thank you, Kevin. All right. Good night, everybody.
Don't be concerned. It's going to be a great, great show. Once again, we thank you for watching. We thank you for donating to Venmo and PayPal so that we can pay for the many, many expenses that we have. And also, more importantly, that we can send a donation to Save Birdland, because not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan.
Not today. They're not going to get Birdland out of our hands right now.
Nope.
We're going to keep that momentum going for the Save Birdland GoFundMe. It's so exciting. I looked a couple seconds ago and it was 211,000. So it's just going up. Every hour I look, it's more and more and more. I mean, I guess that's how it's supposed to go, but it's really exciting. Thank you all. Thank you all. Ruby, do you have anything else to say?
I don't think so. Everybody's saying that we have to save Birdland. I agree. Oh, Jane says you guys are the best. Thank you, Jane. You're the best. I think that's it. I'm trying to think. Any other housekeeping?
Can't think of anything. No.
You're now a graphic designer. Let's not forget you also did this.
Oh, look at that film. That's one of my first films.
Written, produced, and directed.
But can we go back and look at the water, the movement of the shower water and the stars moving? Come on, people. This is filmmaking at its finest.
Mm-hmm. We're just getting better and better every week.
Yeah, well, there's nowhere to go but up from that. Thank you all so much for watching. We love you. And can't wait for next week. We're going to have another great show for you. Have a wonderful week. Please stay safe out there. There is some crazy stuff going on. So please take care of yourselves. And we'll see you next Monday. Good night. Thanks for watching Pajama Cast Party. To follow us on YouTube, just hit subscribe. Click on that little bell and we'll keep you updated on future shows. You can also follow us on Instagram at Jim Caruso's Cast Party. The end.